So today we're going to go over a stretch or an exercise that can help improve your external hip rotation. And to do this, we're going to use something called PAILS and RAILS. So PAILS stands for progressive angular isometric loading, and RAILS stands for regressive angular isometric loading. So this stretch is for those sort of people that, you work at a desk, you're sitting down a lot, and it's basically aimed for people to actually do it where they're sitting, as opposed to sort of going on the floor and doing a pigeon stretch to stretch those glutes out. So to do this, find somewhere to sit. When we're in this position, what we're going to do, the hip that we want to work, that leg, we're going to take over the opposite leg. Okay. From this position, you may already feel the stretch going through the back of your hip, okay, into the joint there. If you don't, what I recommend you do is you push your hip back a little bit towards the wall, and then with your chest nice and tall, imagine you've got a little bit of string in your chest, and basically being pulled forward a little bit, you should then get that stretch through the back of the hip there. When we're in this position, we'll just relax basically. We'll chill out for 2 minutes and just hold it there. After the 2 minutes, then we go into the PAILS and RAILS that I mentioned at the start. So in order to do this, after your 2 minutes, what we're going to do is we're basically going to engage the core, take a nice deep breath, fill up the lungs and into the stomach, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start pushing our leg down towards the floor. Imagine when you're pushing down, you're almost trying to bring your leg back in this motion. So the leg's going to be pushing into this leg here, and what you're going to do is you're going to be ramping up the tension, and you're going to try and aim for around about 80%, up to 100% if you can. If you do that, you'll probably find that you're shaking doing it with the isometric contraction. As you ramp up to that, you're going to hold it for around about 10 to 15 seconds. After those 10 to 15 seconds, what we're going to do, we're going to do the opposite. So from there, we're just going to come off that, and then what we're going to do, we're going to try and bring our leg upwards, so into this position here. For most people, you won't be able to do that, or I'll say most, you won't be able to do that. You won't physically see your leg coming off of this leg, but it's the intent that counts, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're literally going to be trying to lift this leg up towards our chest, or at the same time, we're gently leaning forward, almost pretending that we're squeezing a balloon or a tennis ball that's in here. Gonna hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds, and after that, we're gonna come off of it, and then we're gonna go back into that original stretch. So I'm just gonna lean into it a little bit, get that stretch, and feel it again. Hold it there for around about 20 seconds, and then what we're gonna do is repeat the process. So we're gonna go back into those PAILS, which again is basically pushing this leg down into this one as hard as we can, building up to around about 80 to 100% of our tension. And then after that, we're going to come off of that, and we're going to try and lift our leg off of the other leg. So try and bring it up into this position here. It will look a little bit more like what I'm doing now. So you're trying to bring it up, but at the same time you're gently leaning forward, imagining that you're squishing something that's sitting here in your hip. Okay, and then once we've done that, we switch sides.